What is up, FIFA Tiers? Welcome back to another episode of the FUT Tiers podcast with myself, LAJS, and also the other two regulars in B-Rad and Mersgoth. Introduce yourself, lads.
How's it going, guys?
Hello there, mastermind of the conspiracy. As in Brad.
He's talking about me, aren't you? Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. He's talking about me. Yeah. Hey, I mean, if it plays out this way, then who am I to deny it?
Oh, so he's not denying it. Wow.
No, I mean, I'm not denying it. So far, I am unaffected. So,
It's true. It is true. And at the moment, he is not the beneficiary. It is actually you guys, as there is a giveaway currently going on for 2,000. Is it 2,200 FIFA points, I believe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mersgoth is currently in the mud, as you can hear from the conspiracy talk, and it's not been for a change, so I'll take it. As of the last episode of Bonus Draft Builder, obviously we will be recording another episode tonight that we're going live at the weekend. So make sure you sort of keep your eyes peeled because there may well even be another giveaway after this.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Imagine the scenes.
Mers just told us that he's put the Christmas lights up. Please don't ruin Christmas for him.
But the important thing is we will find out actually in the episode itself on the Saturday who has won this giveaway. You have until I believe the Friday to enter.
Yeah, so I edit them on the Saturday morning before they go up. So Friday night, the night before, I will be drawing it out, and that'll be tagged onto the video. So get those entries in.
It's as we say, it's a giveaway. You can't complain. And talking of giveaways, EA are practically giving away some very nice free cards at the moment.
He loves a segue.
Foundations. I do love a segue. It's a great way to get around. But
hey.
So basically, they have released two sets of squad foundations at this point. They have released the Eredivisie, with the main one being actually the SBC card in itself, which kind of goes against the way squad foundations usually is. I don't know what your guys' takes on this. This is an interesting way to look at it. They never actually do release a squad foundation squad building player, a squad building challenge. They normally do it just as the rewards. So I don't think there's any less people. Let me just double check this before I go ahead and make myself look silly. Scroll down to this. So we got 1, 2.
What, you mean any less players?
Yeah. So
no, I do think it is an extra.
We got one extra player, but in the same way, they have done this very interestingly. Because, say, the Eredivisie, for an example, you've got Openda as the main player. Very, very pacey card, looks fairly meta. Not 3-star, I think 3-star skills. So that's one disappointment for some people, depending on who they are.
Yeah.
It's a nice Belgium option in a good league.
That's the other thing that I was thinking about. Yeah, there's not a lot of Belgian strikers, is there, really, in the game?
No, there's only, like, Mertens and Lukaku.
Yeah, Mertens, Mertens, a lot of people will play cam or centre forward, won't they? But yeah, someone with the pace of this guy, not many.
What EA are getting you to do, which is a bit sneaky, is they're getting you to play an extra set of games for these players, because there is a bonus player, as I said, with the squad building challenges, but normally they were all lumped into one. So you'd have the squad foundations last year, there'd be 3 players, I think, in objectives, and then 1 actually as the main thing for doing them all.
Yeah.
And then they've got Macintosh as his own separate thing in a friendlies game mode. So you have to do friendlies and squad battles to get them all.
Yeah.
They're making you play a whole bunch of game modes and do a squad building challenge, but it's some nice cards.
It's nice, isn't it? And essentially they are free, but yeah, when you say free, how much of your time is what you pay for it, isn't it? And as well, although seemingly like there's less games for other modes this year, they've chucked a few more in here and there for that, haven't they? So yeah, but I don't mind it. Like essentially, when there's cards that you can grind for free that look usable, then I think it's fair play.
Definitely. And Uribe for me, like with a hyperlink to Diaz as well. I think that's one of the main ones. And I've done the French striker as well, who
the SBC.
Yes.
The SBC,
yeah, he looks good. I mean, he's 6'2". I'd like to see what he's like in game, but yeah, for the price he looks very good.
Interestingly, they do seem to like putting goalkeepers in. We mentioned this with the season objective last week. they've now chucked in an Eredivisie goalkeeper in the squad foundations.
Yeah.
So we are seeing a lot of goalkeepers now getting added into the game. It's interesting in different leagues, and you're getting stuff that's going to make having an 85 rated goalkeeper in the Eredivisie is going to make it a bit more legitimate. Obviously, with Onana not being about because he's still serving suspension.
Yep.
He's back soon, though. I believe he's back in like a month or so, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But it gives a little bit more legitimacy to people who want to play that kind of strategy. Because obviously Timber's quick, strong link to Timber. You've got Owusu as the right back now. You can slowly start to build a nice little Eredivisie team, especially with end of the month. We're getting ourselves, or I'm getting myself, Van Ginkel. So
right.
It's giving a lot of. I like how they're giving different leagues different options, but I can understand people's frustration. There is such a focus at the moment on the minor leagues.
Yeah.
So Liga NOS and Eredivisie have got a lot of focus. Obviously, ones like MLS haven't got it yet, but I'm sure that will be down
probably
the
next
line.
one's Championship, probably next as well.
Championship, I've heard next from what I'd heard through my sources.
Or EFL, sorry,
off
rather.
Twitter.
Yeah, then you've got CSL as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The CSL's fallen out of fortune a lot this year, though, so I don't know how much the CSL is going to see some love. Just because the mass exodus, who are they going to really... They gave Fellaini like a card, but
yeah,
how much more
you probably could even more likely see Saudi League, to be fair.
Yeah,
Saudi League's got
Turkish League normally.
Turkish League, yeah. I mean, if they could just give me a throwback bell handle, I'll be all game, all day long. That would be in there with the one to watch Andre Silva and the untouchable level.
Yeah.
But also talking of sort of squad building challenges with the Andre Silva card, we do have a bunch of new ones, mainly for this team in a week. So they've released an 81 double upgrade, the classic card everyone loves a double upgrade. Yeah, seems to be one of the more sort of well valued ones. 11 rares for this, 50 chemistry. Could cause you. I mean, it's not one that you auto complete. Maybe on the web app, you do have access to just selecting rares, unlike on the game. And then 83 rated squad for a team of the week pack, which, I mean, there's a couple good cards in this team of the week.
Like when you think of Mbappe obviously being the one that everyone's going to go for, but then I suppose Harry Kane to help those SBCs that needs team of the week's a little bit better, but generally, like, the rest of them aren't that great, are they? Saar, maybe as a super sub, but really, a lot of people have got better players in their squad already, or on their bench already. The thing I think about the 81 doubles is I just think that is a little bit high chemistry, and I'm just much more of a fan of picks. Just always have been.
It depends who you ask, to be fair.
I'd rather it be like a one of two picks again.
Yeah,
so I get that.
Tend to be a bit better, I find, for paying out. Because I used to be, I just do like loads of the double upgrades because you get more players. But then people are like, no, it's the player picks that pay out. It's the player picks. And then I started doing the player picks, and actually, I agree. Player picks pay out because last team of the year when I saved 200, I think it was 82 double upgrade packs, like they would give me a walkout 1 in every 10 packs, whereas in player picks I find you can get something decent even if it's only fodder, maybe like 1 in every 5, because obviously that player picks, especially when it's 1 of 3, 1 of 4, it's that broad spectrum where you're gonna have a couple bad ones and then you have at least a guaranteed board in there. So you build up that stockpile for fodder, because then with doing those, if you do them quite a lot and there's loads of player SBCs that are out, like when you got, especially during FUT Freeze, when they're doing like almost a daily SBC or something like that, and it's quite a good lot of few things, and you're going through your fodder quite quickly, you need to restock. Things like player picks, getting your fodder back is a great way.
Well, that's kind of happening now, though, isn't it? Because there was a lot of numbers up card. Now we've got a Portuguese league and an Eredivisie Squad Foundations SBC, plus the hero upgrade is still there, plus the base icon upgrade is still there. So actually, right now, like pretty much, if anyone has got any fodder left, it's the right time now, isn't it, that they've come in to fill your club up? Definitely.
Yes.
Indeed. Because the base icon pack actually expired and they replaced it again today, so it's the second second base.
I saw a lot of
upgrade
people
there is.
making sure they wanted to complete it, and then EA have gone and re-released it. Yeah.
So we then also have people ended up running to 6 o'clock, making sure they didn't run out. Like they've done like 3 parts. I saw that with Chuffs at least.
Yeah, I saw that on his. Yeah.
But the sort of the final thing to touch on at sort of this point with content is there has within the last hour been a Twitch Prime drop.
Yes.
So that Twitch Prime drop, personally, I mean, I got 2 boards. I got 4k coins from it, which is nice, as one of the 12 consumables, and a Hunter and a Shadow. But nothing really to write home about apart from say hello to Cristiano Ronaldo in friendlies now. We've had Mbappe, we've had Pele / Puskas / Cruyff, and now we've got CR7 with 7 games.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is you can just hope that they're going to keep all the friendlies down to like a maximum of 1 lone player, so that you can't end up just basically having to play like Pele, Ronaldo, and Mbappe every friendly. Yeah,
you're not wrong at all there.
That'd be very enjoyable.
Stress. It seems like a thing they have to mandatory put on.
I think so. I think
now.
Yeah, I think the first thing that needs to be on there is maximum 1 lone player if they're going to carry on giving these out. Because let's face it, the next Twitch Prime pack is probably going to have Messi in, isn't it? So
it'll have someone in.
You can't do Mbappe and Ronaldo and then not give Messi one. You know, it's a bit like saying they're better than the other, if you know what I mean.
Well, it could be an icon. You don't know. They could go back to an icon.
Yeah, could be. Yeah.
Because the Mbappe normally came with a game, then it went Pele / all the icons.
Well, the icon ones were part of the signing up to the newsletter, weren't they?
Yeah, and then there's Ronaldo.
Yeah,
it could flick back to it. It's unlikely, but it could do.
It could.
I'm just checking.
I'd expect to see Messi first.
Yeah, it's true. I'm looking at the friendlies now, and I mean it's covered on the Football Foundations one, not in name. Like it's saying 89 or higher players are exactly 0. So
okay, so yeah,
it covers all of them, including Puskas at 89.
Yeah, so that's good, isn't it? It means that like one way or another, you can't. They're going to find a way to not let you be able to use all 3 of them at once.
Yeah, so when we get an 88 Haaland, we're all clear. We're scot free. But at the moment, all the live ones do have either lone players or obviously it's Silver Lounge.
Obviously, come sort of come FUT Freeze promo anyway. When there is loads of loans for people, then you'll just start seeing all those in SBC in the friendlies anyway, won't you? So
yeah, and I'll actually remember to do them all this year, and rather than just do one player and then send them an SBC anyway.
Yeah, which leads me on to what will be the next promo. So
you're learning.
I know. I thought I'd just take a leaf out of your book, mate. Yeah. So I mean, obviously there is the potential for it to be Freeze, but I know you guys have had different thoughts that you think team of the group stage could possibly be next. I mean, we saw the way like the road to the final / now road to the knockouts cards were a bit different than what they have been in previous years. So do you think that they will do something a bit different, or do you think they'll kind of follow suit with that, or Freeze will be next, or what do you think?
I do think they will follow suit like they have done in previous years, where it's been the team of the group stage and it's been FUT Mers, or as in last year, FUT Freeze. But I don't think it's not this week. So this week will be sort of a mini sort of promo where it'll be just tied to Black Friday. So obviously we'll have the best of the team of the week. But then last year they did, I think it was about 6 or 7 rule breaker cards. So it's not like a full team of like specials. It's just a case of maybe half a dozen special cards that they go, here you go, something to throw into the packs, because obviously everyone is going to be probably spending big. Although I don't quite get the Black
I don't think
Friday,
so,
because to be fair, they do there's no actual sale on Black Friday other than, here you go, here's some lightning rounds, here's some like hourly SBCs, which is probably the best thing for those that obviously don't want to spend FIFA points. But
do they ever do any of the? Do they ever do the buy one get one freeze at this time of year? It's not,
sometimes I think they've done that once.
They have done it once before. Yeah. I mean that's when people will be interested, because obviously, like, you are getting more for your money. But generally FIFA points. I mean, like, this is again tying us back to the giveaway, guys. Like, generally, like, do them. Go to giveaways. Go to watch people's content that do giveaways, like us, like other people, and get your FIFA points from there. Don't buy them this year because literally you have to like get such good luck in packs now to make any money, or any coins back from what you're spending on. You know, I'm not going to suddenly start going and saying you should go and buy coins, but if I was choosing one or the other, I know what one I'd be choosing for value for money. But yeah, talking about Black Friday, so we are getting there. It's obviously next week. And with that does come the best of the team of the week. So interestingly, best of team of the week, we've got Mbappe here at the moment. Come Wednesday, he will probably he'll go out of packs, and then almost instantly Friday go back into them.
Pretty much.
So he's gonna have 2 days of being on the market. I don't know whether that's gonna affect his price personally much.
With the volume of packs being opened, probably you'll see a little drop in the price.
Well, because I just think on the sort of Wednesday night and Thursday, there probably won't be any packs opened when he's back as a gold rare player, will there? And then come Friday night, he's supposedly then going to be a team of the week again. So, yeah, it's interesting. Interesting to see.
There's rewards from rivals. They're really good these days, aren't they? They're incredible.
Mainly,
you have time to play rivals.
It's true, but either way, I've decided to look up in the meantime the amount of record breakers. It was 10.
Okay.
10 last year that were introduced. Mbappe, David Silva, Sancho, Falcao, Oscar, Van Dijk, Vardy, Donnarumma, Cesc Fabregas, Carlos Vela.
Right. Okay.
Nice
So
fun
I mean, it's fun. It's something different, isn't it? To kind of like make it so that you aren't only just looking for the best of team of the week out of the packs, but
it's filler.
And they will do something to try and encourage people to open packs because at the end of the day, Black Friday is going to be one of their biggest earners through the years, no doubt.
Of course.
But yeah,
will be incredible.
You know, like I say, personally, like save your SBC packs from now, or just look to maybe get coins and open packs that way if you want to really spend money on the game. Personally, I just wouldn't be buying FIFA points if it weren't for the fact that we're doing giveaways, or we're doing a draft episode, so sometimes rather than dip into my coins, I want to just get the 300 FIFA points for the draft there, then I'll do that. But in terms of getting points to open packs, I did it at the start of the year because obviously that's when your best time is to make money. Now, no, not so much. But yeah, best of team of the week. I mean, like generally, there's some fairly good cards. I think we'll see an informed Mbappe, we'll see an informed Salah, we should see an informed Mane.
Neymar,
potentially an informed Kante, an informed Neymar. There's just not a lot defensively this year. Like, not that anybody really wants
defensively, realistically.
Well, this is what I'm thinking. Like, it's going to be like
got an inform.
Yeah, Marquinhos is probably the best one, isn't he?
Cooper,
yeah, it's going to be him
Alaba.
or Alaba, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, which like most people would have probably already had in their Reds or got untradeable or aren't plan on you or had their one to watch or something. You know, there's I don't know that like there's I suppose who are we thinking at right backs and left backs?
That is a great question. I'm trying to think left backs with informs. Chilwell's got one, but he's not going to be.
Same as Reece James at right back.
James would be a half shout, but Trent's getting one obviously in the week, so he won't be best of team of the week. He'll just be in team of the week.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of good.
I don't think there is.
There isn't many that have got high rated, is there?
Excuse me. Grabs controller.
Yeah, there isn't none that spring to mind. Like, like some obviously in terms of like I say, Reece James and stuff in terms of a bit more rating, but none that have got. Oh, João Cancelo will probably get the left back.
There's one.
Yeah.
There's one.
Hernandez, Theo Hernandez.
My God, I hate that. I'm just not better. Jesus Navas.
Navas. Yeah.
At that point, we are dropping off big time.
Yeah.
I mean, right back wise, there's not. Hayes.
No, it's just Navas.
Expensive at 6K. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Imagine what that drop's going to be when everyone's opening packs.
I mean, midfield. Yeah. You might see a live white like Barella's still probably holding some value. Goretzka
definitely.
Kimmich, Son.
Ooh, is Barella that expensive now? How much? Okay,
I know it's got to be about 60k, isn't he?
He's 108.
I was going to say 80.
Is he?
I knew he was about one. I knew when he first came out, he was about 110. I think maybe a little bit more, but 100k. I'm not too sure. Yeah, Goretzka, Kimmich. Yeah. You've got Son in there.
Be interesting.
You've got Mane,
if
obviously.
Mane would be in there with Salah, 2 Liverpool players in best of.
Well, you can't. Yeah, I don't think you can't
discriminate against.
You can't discriminate against the teams when if they've been the best performing team. That's just how it is, isn't it?
I don't feel like they do a lot of the really expensive those. I think they normally would only have a handful of them. So I feel like it'll be a Mane or a Salah because I don't think they want to put all.
They might end up having to put the Mane cam card in because there ain't going to be hardly any midfielders that
well, you got Goretzka, Barella, and Kimmich that are in the like.
Well, yeah, but that's like Barella's like what 86 rated.
Yeah, but he's got like solid stats all around though. He's still
too many bangers. Like
I don't feel like
back through the years.
I think it'll come through rating.
Koulibaly, Hazard, Neymar, Royce, Mbappe, Sandro, Lewandowski, Suarez, Mertens, Lukaku, Martial. They went pretty big on FIFA 19. FIFA 20 I've got here of Messi, Ronaldo, Hazard, De Bruyne, Lewandowski, Mbappe, Mane, Dybala, Mertens.
Like after just going like I say about the Mbappe thing, like are we going to see Harry Kane straight back into packs as well? Then do you think
there's a good chance?
Probably because he's high rated, but he's not he's not worth anything, is he?
Last year as well, Messi, Lewandowski, Kane, Mane, Courtois, Ramos, Benzema, Edson, Kimmich, Fernandes, Kante. Like they do go big with best of team of the week.
Yeah, they do. It tends to mostly be rating, doesn't it, rather than good cards.
I'm going to do a bold prediction here because of considering how much value there is, lack of value there is in some of these team of the week cards. Maybe they might do best of promos.
Best of promos could be a shout.
I'd love that.
That's an EA shout.
Because then obviously that way you can get some more.
You should work
500k plus players because in terms of informs,
you should work there, mate. I'm ready to give you my money.
There we go. That's my new job now. There you go. I'm head
you need it to fund the FIFA points. To be fair,
exactly. They'll give it to me for free.
You don't get paid. You just get FIFA points.
Yeah, exactly.
Other than that, obviously, so I was saying about, we said the team of the group stages, but then also potentially freeze on the horizon. Any particular interesting or different cards you want to see? And I was a bit putting you on the spot.
Ooh, I mean, it's position change as well, so...
Yeah.
Oh, that could be...
Looks at my team again.
I'd like look
at the team, see who you think would fit in.
A striker Diaz would be nice. Like, I know that's
really trying to push this Colombia stuff now, aren't you? You're really trying to push
this.
Yeah.
He's trying to officially
we had a fight pre-match. We had a bit of an off podcast scrap of who prefers Colombia, the guy that's played him since 2015, or the guy who likes Diaz. Let's find out.
And now Uribe.
And Uribe, yes.
Special card, yeah.
Ooh, let's.
I mean, that 85 Rafa card looks incredible, doesn't it?
It does. Cards that I use at the moment, I don't want to just say Andre Silva. We don't want to do that. Ghoston's got one last year, so he's not going to get a centre back card like he did last year, or anything like that. Centre mids, I doubt it. Who would be good?
You got to think of who are they going to put? That's a striker or a winger at centre back, like they did.
True. Which centre back are they playing? Striker or they put defenders there? Gaia last year being the example. Yeah. Which player like that would be fun conversion?
I'm trying to think of any centre backs this year that have scored a couple of goals.
I don't think they normally bring logic into it.
That's
what I looked at. That's my.
They did one. Yeah, they did the Van Dijk before, didn't they? Yeah.
Van Dijk centre mid. I'd take.
Yeah.
Obviously, you convert him to strike if you want to do that, but yeah, central Van Dijk would be nice. See any other contenders?
Just also at this point, I'd just like to say I've just opened my Twitch Prime Gaming Pack, and I've beaten you both already for rating out of the pack.
It's got an 85 minimum.
Yeah, I've got an 85. I've got David Silva. In my
Still no
rec
raw cards.
consumables, I didn't get anything like you got, mate. I got an anchor.
All
Yeah,
good, mate. All good.
but let's see what these picks are like. But yeah, so I think I would centre backs at striker or even
Van
like
Dijk.
strikers at centre back, like Volland was last year, wasn't he?
Holland was
So
last year, and I want a Holland
I'd
card.
like to see an Isaac at centre back.
Isaac. All right,
Yeah,
Isaac's a shout. They've already given him a promo card. Bear in mind.
true.
So the likely of it was a promo card, right? Or was it a team of the week? I can't remember the special. You got a special card.
He got a special card. Let us know, guys. Actually, just let us know, like whether you listen to this on the podcast or on YouTube. Let us know in the comments who you'd like to see as Foot Freeze cards this year, or Footmas, whatever they're going to decide to call it. I imagine it's going to be Foot Freeze based on the tifos and stuff that have been around.
I mean, I fully expect to go back to the point of what we think the next promo will be. I think if we remember, they actually changed Freeze in the sense that obviously Footmas went day by day Christmas, but they actually just made it a straight up promo by going, here's the main team. Footmas is always SBC. They made it here's a team, and then they brought out the stuff later on with the Dembele, Saint Max, all that stuff came out. I think like a week later, maybe.
2 teams.
So that's why, and heck, there was even I've looked up something in the meantime whilst trying to find evidence of something else, but it showed Freeze Kappa was out at the same time as I think it's RTTF Team 2 or Team 3 last year.
Okay.
So they do combine Freeze with promos.
It overlaps.
So it can overlap from the looks of it. So that's why I think they'll stay to their guns, and Foot Freeze will come out probably mid-December, maybe something like that. But they'll continue a team in the group stage.
Yeah.
That's my reasoning for keeping strong on that sort of argument.
I feel pretty much that covers most of the predictions for the promo, which ties in with obviously predictions for Team of the Week and the events that hadn't transpired in football this week. So this week in football, we have seen obviously Ollie has finally been sacked after losing 4-1 to Watford. I think to be fair,
came off.
Wheels actually fully came off. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. I think to be fair, going into that match, like if he had to win that if he wanted to keep his job, like it's just
I wonder if even then that was I don't know. Like
it was a minimum standard set.
Yeah, it was definitely a minimum that they had to win that game. But generally, I just feel it was only a matter of days, wasn't it? Let's face it.
And to be fair, across the board, there's been a lot of surprise results because like Bayern Munich lost 2-1 to
Augsburg,
yeah.
15-1 they were.
15-1.
15-1 to win a game. That's incredible.
I know they're like 15th in the table. That's
almost borderline disrespectful to give a team 15-1 at home, even against Bayern Munich.
I mean, yeah, but then the Bayern are like a dominant team.
They are. Yeah, of course they are.
Expected to win. To be fair, then obviously Arsenal, no big surprise. To be fair, I've been saying this for weeks. Arsenal were going to lose to Liverpool because I feel like even with that little run that we had, we're still not on the same par as a Chelsea, a Man City, or a Liverpool, and it just basically showed. Even the Ramsdale tried his best.
About for him.
And being probably star man for ourselves, but yeah,
I think it's just a different class level, isn't it, at the moment?
Yep, basically.
It's a little bit of like a different step up.
Yeah, exactly. It's like those three competing at the top, and then it's everyone scrapping for everything else, basically. It'd be interesting to see how the table finally finishes, because you got Steven Gerrard, who's now taking charge. He got his first win. Then you got Dean Smith.
Yes.
He's got a win for Norwich as well this week. So, that might mean Norwich might start be climbing up the table. Obviously,
they're going to win. They're going to win the title.
It makes my prediction of saying they'll finish 16th or 17th in that video a little bit more credible now. I saw the sacking clearly.
Yep. I mean, things had to change there anyway. I have heard. So I spoke about the surprise, obviously, about him getting sacked after they win their first game, but I've now heard part of the reason behind that. I don't know how well known it is, but there was a reason that involved Billy Gilmore and Todd Cantwell, as to also why they weren't playing at the time. And what I've heard is he was asked about that situation, and he knew something that the board weren't aware of, and so that was why he got sacked.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's as far as I know. That's why, yeah, he lost his job, not when they just won a game, not anything to do with the run of losses leading up to it. It was to do with the fact of how poorly he not only managed a situation, but in managing it, didn't play arguably two of Norwich's best midfielders at the moment. So,
I mean, it's a bit ironic though, because in some ways Dean Smith got sacked for sort of like a similar situation.
Yeah, very similar. Yeah, very similar. Yeah.
So,
not wrong.
But I think I definitely feel like his appointment was more coming down to money than anything else.
Oh yeah. I would suppose
If they could have, if Lampard would have had it and said yes, then it would have been Lampard.
I mean, if it was money, I mean, you could have probably easily gone for Steve Bruce, because he's nice and available. Exactly.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I've heard stupid reports from Sol Campbell that Sol Campbell thinks that Steve Bruce should take over at Man United till the end of the season.
Why not?
I laughed so much.
Oh my god!
I laughed so hard. Imagine Bruce at the wheel. They'd
dear.
they'd love it. Ex-player, they love their ex-players as managers.
They do.
Now, in regards
3 years of that.
In regards to Man United, then, who do you feel is going to be the next manager? Obviously, there's talk about Pochettino, Zidane probably being the lead contenders. Do you see either of them going there, or do you think they should go there?
Well, I thought Poch was going to go there before Solskjaer got it.
Yeah.
So I would say that I still think he probably will end up there. And I do think he probably is one of the better candidates for the job as well. Knows the Prem.
I've got some more mixed feelings on this because, firstly, he's already at PSG, where he's dealing with big egos, playing a formation he's not as familiar with because he has to get certain players in the team and has to make it play a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
The man was always sort of a sort of pressing manager, which you can't do with that team. And then he's going to Man United, who's got big egos.
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly the best pressing team. And he's going to have to play again. It's not going to be his style of man the way it is with Ronaldo there, having to get certain players in. If that was last season, I could see it because Cavani would be the pressing forward he'd need.
Yeah.
And he could actually try and play the style of play that he would want to implement, like he did at Southampton, like he did at Tottenham, etc. And I think even Espanyol, he played that way. But yeah, it would basically be firstly a step down from PSG because unlimited funds and the God squad they created. But the problem with them is balance, and I think you could manage to get a more balanced side out of United. This is maybe a bit of a hot take, but I think Poch would be better at United than he would be at PSG just because he'd be able to have a bit more balance in the midfield.
Yeah.
Playing Van der Beek and maybe a Fred or a McTominay. Obviously, that's based off resource at the moment. We don't know exactly how he'd lay out the team if he does join at all. But who else is there? Zidane. Do I think Zidane would step into this management role, considering where it is? Considering he basically stepped into a similar situation on his second Madrid run, where the team's fallen off a little bit. They're in a bit of a... Does he fancy another job like that, is the question.
And is he the right manager for that type of job now?
I don't know, because he didn't...
You know what I mean? I don't think he is.
I feel a lot of Zidane's success in that first stint was more because that team was such a good team at Real Madrid that it could carry...
Like almost carry itself.
Yeah, basically to success. Because you just need to look at his second stint when half of that team, or a few of the bigger names like Ronaldo and stuff like that, have pretty much gone. And it just wasn't the same sort of... Although he did manage to win, I think, 2 trophies in the second stint, but obviously they weren't big trophies. Like one was Super Cup and I think he won the league title once, which isn't too bad. But obviously, winning the 3 Champions Leagues in his first stint was obviously it was the big factor, and I think that's why everyone says Zidane should be a manager at a lot of clubs, is because of those 3 Champions League titles. But
yeah, probably, but they're not.
Gives you a bit
But
of pedigree.
definitely coming into the Man United job is a different beast, isn't it? Right now, now it is. Yeah, I think it needs. Yeah, I think there's like Luke said. I think there's a lot of egos need checking.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of work to be done to get this team playing as a team again. Because like like we said at the start of the season, they looked good, but something happened, didn't it? Something happened.
Yeah, I mean, the next candidate I can think of is then Brendan Rodgers is also heavily linked, which so that one's a whole other kettle of fish because
it is because it's leaving a successful or fairly successful team, isn't it?
They're in a bit of a bad run of form. They've not got good form at the moment, but he's got a contract running to I think I saw 42 months from now. I think it's 2024 some point. So he's got a long contract they'd have to buy out. I think 8 million buyout. Then he's also was pretty much firm favourite for when Pep leaves Man City. So I mean, obviously, do you take the bird in the hand or the two in the bush sort of situation on that? Where is his head in terms of does he think he would be the person who would take the seat at Man City? In which do you join United, burn that bridge entirely? Because City is a much bigger prospect. It's whether he backs himself to think he will actually get that job.
Yeah, if I was him, I'd wait for C. I would, because they're way better run club as well. Like,
yeah, Leicester's going to be a good team to stay out.
Exactly. Leicester is such a well-run club. Like, the owners love the club.
Yeah, so they do. Yeah,
they will back their manager. They have their project in hand. Like, if the manager goes to him, I want certain people. They'll happily do that. Whereas, and I feel like at Man United, it's probably more Man United choose rather than who the manager necessarily wants. Because I wonder.
A lot of it's down to the Glazers and the board, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it's kind of like a poison chalice of a job at the moment, having that.
Well, it has been ever since Ferguson left, isn't it?
Exactly.
Absolutely. But the thing with that is, this feels like the sacking was mandatory pretty much following that Watford game.
Oh yeah.
If they would have changed it beforehand, if they'd had someone lined up, or if they'd had approaches and could make that, I think they'd have done it in the international break. And
this is exactly it, isn't it?
This is a test game. They basically had to sack someone because of such a poor performance and the bad run of form. Well, 4 points from 21, I feel, was the stat.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
But this is what we were saying about like people that went out and got managers or sacked people just before the international break, so they could go into that international period securing themselves a manager. And let's face it, Man United obviously at that time had no intention of doing the same thing, because if they'd have done that, there'd be someone lined up for this job already. So clearly they were thinking, no, do you know what? We are just going to hold on. We are just going to see how he goes. And then, you get that sort of result. And what was it, a 5-hour meeting or something I read?
Something like that,
they had to have
meeting as well. Emergency. That means it was completely unplanned.
Exactly. So it means it wasn't actually on their radar, which after the performances, you think, how is that even possible? Like, what managers get away with that kind of like run of performances and don't get their job looked at? Someone, I suppose, who is such a large nostalgia with the club, which, as we've seen in the interview, they think a lot of him, he thinks a lot of the club. That's fine until you're a team that's losing 4-1 to Watford.
Yeah, but I'll say...
You know what I mean?
I mean, Everton survived 5-2, same margin.
Yeah, it's one of them. Like, nostalgia's nice. Nostalgia's a fairy tale. Nostalgia's lovely. But when it comes to like, okay, we want to take this team so that we're now competing against the likes of Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City. We need a manager, then, don't you? You need a top tier manager in order to do that. Like, the nostalgia's great, and don't get me wrong. For the time that he's been in charge, he has done really good things for them. But right now, he needs that they need to go to that next level in order to keep up with the pace, and he wasn't the man for the job anymore.
No.
But it's sad to see him go. Like I saw that bit of the interview where he cried and was getting emotional, and it is obviously it's clear to see how much the club means to him and everything. But yeah, the decision at the end of the day is also right for the club. So
yeah,
and the fans go with that as well. So
I mean, the one thing that could happen, similar to with what happened with Ollie, is they could give it to a caretaker job. So give it to like Carrick.
Carrick's gonna get it, isn't he? Yeah.
Until the end
He's
of
got
the
it at the
season.
moment.
Carrick goes on this wonderful little mini run, and they go,
I've seen the meme.
yeah, he's
I've seen
the man for the job. Let's give him the full-time job, and then it'll be an Ollie.
Carrick and Darren Fletcher, isn't it?
He basically,
Yeah, that's the ones at the
Wow.
moment. That's who's in charge.
Wow.
Yeah,
Could you imagine? I mean,
they wouldn't be that silly.
Stranger things have happened.
They're not going to be that silly twice. That they've seen how it went. I think they
Who's their next fixture?
Give them to the who's their next fixture.
Find out right away.
Check that information for you.
Imagine it's someone they can end up going and pumping 4-0 and it actually happens.
Man United. Their next match is against Chelsea.
Oh, okay. So
and then Arsenal.
Ooh.
Then Palace.
Yeah.
Then Norwich. Then Brentford. So they
Chelsea,
got,
yeah. So really, they can kind of write off, in my opinion, a little bit Chelsea. But I think they need to have a manager by the home game of Arsenal.
Pretty much, but
I think so because that for me is a turning point game. Mm-hmm. I think that obviously Chelsea are too good for them at the moment.
Well, then there's an informed Palace side waiting from the other side as well.
There is exactly, yeah. That's what I mean. That's why they definitely need a manager by the time the 2nd of December comes, where Man United play Arsenal. Mm-hmm. He needs to.
Depending on who Arsenal got next week, Mers, do you know?
Not off the top of my head.
I can find that out here.
I can find out very quickly.
It is.
But Arsenal have got Newcastle.
Easy game,
and then after Man U, you got Everton.
So reason I was asking that is obviously you lost this week, but it was against a strong Liverpool team.
Yeah.
I was going to reference possibly momentum, etc.
Yeah.
Should get a win against that, and then still being decent enough stead. You've been on a good run before this Liverpool game, so I think it's just going to be a speed bump in the road.
Yeah. It was an expected loss at the end of the day. So
yeah.
And talking of North London, Spurs set record this week of 6 straight halves of football in Premier League without getting a shot on target, which that is the West Ham second half. I believe it's the whole of the Everton game, and then it was another game in between which I can't remember. I'll have to check, and then the first half of the game against Leeds this week. So it's great from Spurs.
That's unreal.
But they did somehow, pull through and win the match. Conte done something at halftime. The passion on him is interesting to see. Obviously.
Oh yeah. You cannot
see the passion.
Yeah, you never ever criticize that guy for not being passionate about his job.
Exactly.
Never. No.
Like it feels like he pretty much turned that game around at halftime, which it's worrying to see those first half performances.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we're going to have to just grin and bear this at the moment. This is not the team he wants. You can tell that. He's experimenting with players, playing the likes of Winks. Winks had a good game, I think, in that one, but he's not consistently going to have games like that.
Well, did I see a thing as well that he was saying that like he feels like Ndombele's got to work harder on the training pitch, yet like for some of this season he's actually been better in a Tottenham shirt than I've seen since he's been signed. So yeah. He's seeing things, isn't he? He's seeing things in training that he's picking up on,
Yeah, I mean, you want to see someone perform as well in training. Otherwise, you can only base them off in training.
Yeah.
At this point, you can't sort of guarantee anyone's position anywhere. They've got to prove themselves under him. It's why I'm expecting a mass exodus in January or the summer. The likes of Ben, I'm not expecting Ben Davies, Winks, Ali to hold on, among a few others. I think he's going to try and get rid of some deadwood, and with the loot he's been promised, bring in replacements who will have sort of hunger of a different kind.
Yeah.
But
do you
it'll be
think?
interesting.
Do you think though that like that still means there's got to be a lot happen this season to attract players? Because obviously, you know, it's tough, isn't it? If you don't get a certain level of football, say Europa League, Champions League, or whatever, or a top 6 finish, say top 4 really is what Tottenham really want to be striving for.
I'm going to be striving for it, but we're going to need trip ups for that to happen at this point.
Yeah. But I mean, that's like you need that to like entice players to want to come there, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're currently sitting, 6th or 7th. 7th at the moment behind Wolves on goal difference, but West Ham are in a good bit of form, obviously, before this week. It just seems like a lot of the informed sides, excluding the big ones, had a bit of a mare this week. So obviously West Ham, I think, lost 1-0 to Wolves.
Yes.
Arsenal obviously expected to lose that game, but they were in a good run of form. Brighton lose again, or drop points again. I can't remember the specific result.
2-0, I think.
It was a 2-0. Obviously, Brad, you must be really happy to see Norwich off the foot of the table.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, the introduction back in the squad of Gilmore and Cantwell made a massive difference in that game. There's just a lot more, not just creativity, but a lot more like, what's the right word to say here? I want to say like safety in midfield, like feeling like they've got someone who's not only holding the ball well, but is also going to make the right decisions when they do distribute it. So that's been nice, and I think that they were a bit fortunate in the sense that, to me, the game had draw written all over it, and just fortunately Southampton on set pieces, or certainly on Grant Hanley's header, just weren't up to par.
Talking Grant Hanley, from what I remember, he had a bit of a moment that could have gone wrong. Tim Krul bailing him out.
But that's always going to happen defensively. Tim Krul is going to bail Norwich defensively out so many times this season, and they're quite lucky that he's as good as he is, even if he is going to get pumped most week in week out, because he's having more shots at him than probably any other goalkeeper in the league. So
I mean, it's always the way.
Yeah, you can only save so many, can't you?
I think had it last year, the most saves, and then I think Ramsdale. Relegation keepers always top it, and Cantwell came off at half time, interestingly, which surprises me. Looking at the game, for who was it? Sargent. Okay, he came off for Josh Sargent, which
so they obviously went for another attacking option.
But yeah, like it's good to see them doing well, and I might not be so wrong about saying they'll stay up. It just required a different manager.
I don't necessarily at the moment think he's the reason, if you know what I mean. I don't think that there's, other than, like I say, them two being chosen to play together, which, like I said a minute ago, from what I've been told or what I've heard, they should have been anyway. It just wasn't sorted out very well from Daniel. Not going to say his surname because I don't want to get misheard on any YouTube captions or anything. But yeah, so it's just a situation that obviously was resolved, and then suddenly they have a full strength team and they do get their victory. Whether that would be the case, let's have a look at Norwich's fixtures now.
Man United coming up soon.
Man United soon, obviously we know about. It says here the next fixture is Wolves at home.
We just got that win against West Ham.
So yeah, they're off the back of a win. Then you've got Newcastle away, new manager. Then Tottenham away, new manager. Then Man United at home, new manager. So this is interesting. It's interesting to see that there's going to be a time of playing all teams that have got something to prove. So I don't suddenly expect them to now suddenly go on a winning streak. But picking up 3 points and picking up the occasional point maybe here and there. Like if they get a point at Wolves, or at home to Wolves, that would be massive.
Opportunity for a point, I think, out of them lot.
Do you really think so?
we're fragile. We as I said, 6 games without a shot on target. We're not having many shots, and
but
when
then
we
at the
have,
same
it's
time,
been a rebound off a post, and then a keeper's charged out, and we've squared it.
isn't
Like,
I agree in some respect, and then I think, but what a game to become a confidence builder, because you're against
yeah, but if
Norwich, you
you're in a
probably
good
feel
way,
like you can get 5 or 6.
Yeah,
if you manage to, because that's what, in 3 games time.
Yes,
You'd have played
yeah.
Newcastle
5th
beforehand,
of
which
December.
is a game that would be big.
That's huge.
That'd be a huge game. If you get momentum out of that, you'd have won 3 out of the last 4, excluding the Arsenal game, which could be even better.
Yeah.
So, like, you could be on a run of form yourself at that stage. I mean, I know hearing Norwich on a run of form in the Premier League's maybe a bit
Unheard of.
but yeah, you're on one now, and it could. You never know. Like we've seen similar things with Leicester obviously happening earlier in the season. I'm not saying Dean Smith's going to turn Norwich into a Leicester, but
no,
we've seen sillier things happen where a team goes on a run of form and then it will get stopped at some point, but when we don't know.
No.
But I think bringing it back to less Norwich, Tottenham, and Arsenal related points here.
Yeah,
we do have a team of the week. We've gone on a bit of a
the actual
sidetrack
team of the
there.
week. The actual team of the week.
I'll run you through Footbin's prediction for team of the week. So,
okay.
I'm gonna name what is probably gonna be the 3 biggest names from it. So we got second in form Jonathan David, who is realistically the 3rd in form in terms of rating, but it's actually second. Kante, which is going to be the biggest one that people be gunning for. And then Trent Alexander-Arnold. I know some people might be interested in it. I know he's got, obviously, that rule breakers, which obviously has got that better pace. But, you know, if you got him as a red pick or you packed him or something like that, I can see some people probably maybe using that card. Beyond that, we got Tony Cruz, Vahalik, the guy that is from Florentina, hot property at the moment. A lot of Man City, for instance.
Vlahovic.
Vlahovic, butcher names, that's me. Dennis for obviously that performance against Man United. Rodri for his performance against Arsenal. Bergwijn, who obviously has his one-to-watch card, so that will get upgraded. So I think
Bergwijn, however you say it.
Yeah, that's going to get a little bit more expensive now because it's been pretty much dead in terms of price, that one-to-watch for a while. And plus, obviously, if that gets an upgrade as well from the 5 wins, I think they're on 3 at the moment, so they're a bit borderline, which is a bit surprising when it comes to
2 more games, is there?
There's 4, I think, so, and 2 more wins they need. So 4 games, 2 wins, so they should be able to do it, but they haven't been their strongest at the moment, Ajax, surprisingly.
Still feels weird seeing Bergwijn at Ajax. You're so used to seeing him at Feyenoord.
Yeah, I mean, it was a summer sign, obviously, so...
but still just fresh in the mind. Like one of those ones that
he's been Feyenoord for ages.
Cards as well. He's had a fair few informs and stuff from a team of the season as well. So Felipe, centre back from Atletico, Bonucci, and Handanovic. So there's some ratings in there. So fodder, basically.
Fodder. Yeah.
I'm not gonna go with the reserves and the bench players because they're just complete fodder. Like none of them.
Well, there's no diamond in the rough, is there?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's either they've got low pace, low shooting, like low.
I mean, diamond in the rough. Having looked at the team of the week, I've looked on the bench. Iago could be one. The Augsburg left back.
I mean,
he's a shout. We're looking at an 80-something pace left back.
Something like
It's a good nation, good league. Who'll have 80-something pace, like probably 85.
How much is Afonso Davies at like an ordinary card? Because I would imagine that's probably not that much in difference in price.
No, it's 5-6k, 5-6k at that point for Afonso Davies. But it's at least it's a way to link out of the Bundesliga. It would be great for people like me, you, and Brad. In series, Brazilian Bundesliga left back, Paulo Otavio is the only other one available.
When did the ones to watch wins start?
So what was that, Brad?
When did the one to watch wins start? What was the date of that
That
promo?
I
was
think it was 6 weeks ago or 6 games ago.
yeah. So
Week six normally.
I've looked at the tracker basically.
Yeah.
Footbin or something like that have a tracker, so I looked at
Yeah,
that.
it's strange that they have. They've lost one at home, then they've drew two, and then won three. So it's the draws that are kind of doing his
Yeah.
potential for another upgrade up, really.
But talking about one to watch and upgrades,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Cristiano Ronaldo and obviously Varane have now and Sancho have fallen out of the outing of getting that 5-win upgrade now.
Yeah, so it probably means they're dropped in value, have they?
Yep. I mean, because of this team of the week, and Kante is going to be expensive and not realistically going to be packed, and I doubt I'll get him as a red pick. I feel like I might take a break from FUT Champs this weekend, just because it is what I feel a very dead team of the week, and maybe focus on doing some of these squad foundation objectives.
Yeah.
Instead,
that's a fair reason. I mean, it's good for fodder this week. From the amount of fodder players you mentioned, it's going to be a high-rated one, but not high meta usage, which screams, "Hello, yes, Luke, you've got some reviews to do."
Yep.
Yeah. You'll be busy. You will be busy.
Yeah, I'll be very busy.
With this team of the week being during Black Friday as well, which means a lot of these are going to be cheap. Like David, if you're like wanting to use him for a League One team or something like that, then you could probably get him on cheap. It would be interesting how cheap Kante goes with the fact that with the volume of packs that are going to be opened. I reckon.
Well, I think it will help his main one. I think his base would not drop as drastically in that sense then. Just because the base won't be getting packed constantly. The Inform will be, which will impact it. Obviously, Inform being cheaper would make the gold rare less desirable. But I think it would protect it still somewhat. What is he now, 288?
Pretty much. I mean, beyond Kante and Jonathan David, any of those like maybe worth catching your eye, trying out, maybe using?
Jonathan
analysis.
Jonathan David would be the only card that I would look to want to use out of that to see what he's like. Like you say, I don't think I'll get to use Kante because I think it'll be too expensive.
I'm looking at this and I'm seeing obviously the likes of, I did reference Iago. Stindl's in there, which is slow. He's slow. He's got good shooting and good passing and good dribbling. That's me written all over it. Let me have a look at some more of these. Some of the real low down ones. Labo. What the hell's Labo over here doing? That is the. It's the UAE League. I was thinking hopefully that was Saudi League. It's not. Don't think I'm building a UAE hybrid or Togo. So
no,
we'll see depending on who gets it.
Yeah. No, I think for me, like I wouldn't mind maybe if that Dennis card gets the feature team of the week. Just seeing what that's like in game, but
here's a.
I don't just to maybe even as for an episode to get him to link to the is it Onyekuru? No, it's not him, is it? Onyeka and or an Ndidi. I've got an untradeable Ndidi in my club, so it'll be interesting to see. But
my one thing on Dennis, actually, just the last point touching on him, he is naturally 74 rated, so he could even be eligible for the Silver Star this week. I know we've already had Premier League with Gordon, so it's unlikely. If there hadn't been Gordon's numbers up card this week, I'd have said Dennis is a shoo-in for it.
Yeah.
Chance of them giving back-to-back Prem ones, I'd say it's unlikely, but it's a silver card that's 74 rated. It could just get a boosted 74 rated and put into Silver Stars. It's a possibility. And then that would be the equivalent of the Che Adams last year. So it could be the one that would see some use in Prem teams.
Yeah.
Obviously, Nigerian's not the best one, but it's something to consider.
No, but I imagine
that might happen.
There might be a few people knocking around with an untradeable Onyeka in their club, so he might get a little bit of use. But
it might even cause some price spikes for him. You never know. How much is Onyeka now? 70k roughly, and then Ndidi is just naturally an 85. So he's I mean, he's very high at the moment. Everyone's already waiting for this Dennis card. He's already spiked. He's nearly max price. He's 85 rated, 91. 9.1k.
Oh, you're talking about Ndidi. Yeah, I wonder what is
as of 2 days ago, he was 7k.
Right.
On Yeka, looking at Yeka's price, he was gone down, and then he was 80k as of the 19th, and he's 69k now. So
so Saturday before the game, he was still like 67k. So yeah, he hasn't moved a great deal.
But that's because he's already naturally somewhat high in price, I think.
Yes,
and
he is.
People are expecting Dennis to be used with Ndidi, a cheap player. Cheap player goes with Silver Stars player, fair enough.
Yes, yeah.
An already 60, 70k card, unless this is a well-beaten Silver Star. I mean, when I say well-beaten, I mean not Martinelli value last year, like not that late game, but a very advanced Silver Stars card could do it. 72 shooting and 88 pace is standard. With boosted stats, people would be all over that.
Yeah.
So for the Q&A, shall I start with the very controversial question? I think I will. Let's start off with.
Okay, grab your heavy metal music, people.
Yeah.
Grab
ready.
bodies. Grab Bodies by Drowning Pool.
You're about to hear Brad go on a rant. Right.
Why?
So Kofta Man 25. His question number 3. So last but not least, cereal first or milk first? I mean, for me, there's only one answer. But Brad, I'm gonna let you wade in. on this one. Ready, guys? Prepare yourselves.
I mean, for those on YouTube that can see my face for a start, what the actual hell? Like, what kind of? I think there's only psychopaths would ever think about putting milk in first before you put this. How can you measure how much milk you need, or what are you doing? You're measuring the amount of cereal you need. Come on now. There's so many things wrong with it. Is that like, I don't know about you guys, but if I get in this situation sometimes where like I'll put my cereal out and I then get distracted or something happens, if I've had milk sat in there, I've got like soggy Cheerios, have I? All right, brilliant, thanks. Yeah. No, I'm not having that. It's not. Nah. What's wrong with the guy?
I mean, I would also say if you're talking about like things like Cocoa Pops or Rice Krispies, they float. So if you put,
but you just end up with sludge.
How much Cocoa Pops and stuff? Because they won't really sink to the bottom. They just keep piling up on top, realistically, of the milk. So,
I don't even know. It's just. It's not a real question.
If you want to submit your questions to us, please do. If you want to specifically trigger Brad, absolutely.
It's not that though, is it? I mean, that's just
please.
Like,
it brings us entertainment value every week.
That's just not normal, though, is it? Like when we, like, you know, if you surveyed this, like, if this was on like Family Fortunes and there was given as an answer of which of our surveys said they put milk on first on a cereal, you'd just get the because no one would actually put milk first on their cereal.
Oh,
come on, Costa, yourself.
In that case, it would be a terrible question because there'd only be one answer on the board then.
Yeah, there would. It'd be 100. It'd be
There's two options.
Top answer, 100. You get the star prize. You get the money. See you later. That's it. It's done. Yeah.
Oh, what about? I'm reckoning Kofta obviously puts milk in with his tea bag before putting in the milk as well. Yeah.
Oh, he's obviously wasn't hugged enough.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Kofta, you've just been burnt big time.
Yeah. Oh my god, this is Herculean efforts. Jesus.
I think let's go on to the next question. We'll stick with Kofta.
I must say I don't disagree, by the way. I don't disagree.
So he's asked the first question: if you were allowed to eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh.
I mean, again, we needed. This is similar
needs
to
more
a GH
stuff on
sort
this.
of like situation.
Pizzas. We've got Pizzagate again coming up.
Yeah, we need clarification. Is it a single item? Like, does it have to be like if it was a pack of crisps? Do we have to be specific to a brand of pack of crisps?
Yeah.
As well? You know, is it a meal? Because like for me, if it was a meal,
I mean, also if you are just eating a packet of crisps, you are going to die.
Yeah, if it was a meal, I'd say something like a roast dinner, because then you can cover pretty much most bases, basically, nutrition.
Get some fluid from your gravy, everything. Yeah, I think so, yeah.
It fully depends, because obviously, I mean, my mind, if I'm trying to think of sustenance and stuff like that, I'm trying to think what gives you a bunch of varied stuff that I enjoy. You know, my mind went sushi, obviously with the rice, with fish, etc. Would be decent, but it wouldn't give you full coverage. I've been trying to answer this as best I can, given the circumstances. I think sushi is probably one of the front runners.
So are we answering this right now as if it's a meal?
I mean, I always answer it despite what the parameters are as best I can.
Okay.
I don't think I've had a refusal.
I'm not refusing the pizza thing. It's just
Pizzagate. You did. You just flat out didn't give an answer.
It's just
come back next week and answer on Twitter.
Yeah, it's just stupid questions, aren't they? Ask us questions, but at least just be prepared. Ask yourself the question first, and just realize what is wrong with the question that you've asked.
So I don't know about you. I think when we put this up, we're gonna have to put in legal disclaimers.
Yes, be prepared to be butchered on the podcast. Prepare.
Will be dealt with.
I mean,
hot takes will be dealt with accordingly with Brad and Mark.
Look, okay, well, let's say it right. Okay, so I'm happy to answer any questions and give the appropriate answers, my answers to these questions. But all I'm just saying is just have a little bit more thought over the question. If you want a question answered, just have a thought about, what could be the possible sort of gripes or tags about this question, asking about a topping or something the pizza. We'll talk about Pizzagate. It's more, a pizza isn't just toppings. There's so much to a pizza. So ask everything. Go as in depth as you want, and we'll cover it all. I'd prefer it to be the most in depth question about something than it to be so general that we're left here thinking, well, I don't know if you want me to say a meal or one food or anything. I'm inclined to agree with Mers. If it's a meal, I'm saying a roast dinner, because I'll get everything I want, and genuinely, I do. I love a roast dinner. I do love a roast dinner.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to be that person. I'm going to put on a slight accent because I'm being pretentious. You can't just pick a roast dinner, because then you could alternate the meats each week. What would you have instead roast dinner? Are you going roast chicken, pork, beef, gammon, etc.? You're going to have to go go in here off your own specific turkey. So you can celebrate Christmas smart. Mers, with your roast dinner?
If it was me, I'd probably say a bit of chicken and chicken leg in particular.
Okay. And we're going in specifics here. I can't have you guys ranting about no lack of toppings, etc. and specifics. What veg are you having of your roast? Are you having parsnips, carrots?
Right.
And if you can't half-ass it, are we having Yorkshires? Ooh. What's happening here? We can't avoid part of the question and ask
you have got me. You're got me, man. Okay, so what we'll do, Mers, let's make a deal. We'll not include roast potatoes, because I think roast potatoes are a given.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll not include stuffing and Yorkshires, because again, I feel like they're a given.
Yeah.
But if you were to choose 5 veg, what would be your 5 actual veg to accompany that and your meat?
I wouldn't even pick 5 veg. I'd just probably pick the same 2 that I would normally. Actually, no. I'd say 4. Actually, okay. So
I was holding up the number 3 the whole time.
Yeah. I was gonna say because I always have sweet corn and green beans all the time. But when it's what?
I heard a what in there.
Carry on, you're upsetting me, but carry on.
Green beans and sweet corn, right? And then probably honey glazed carrots and parsnips.
Okay. That's for
I mean, what a waste to have sweet corn and green beans on there. Right, okay, I'm having swede, so mashed swede. That is one. I'm having parsnips, definitely. I'm having I'm going to cheat a little bit, because I'm going to have a cauliflower and broccoli cheese. So it's the 2 in 1.
Cheese I get. Yeah, cheese good.
And then I'm going to have some. What am I going to have? I'm going to have. What am I going to have? So that's technically 3, isn't it?
Well, if you're putting it in the same dish, I mean, it's technically a different one.
I'm gonna have some red cabbage, like some nice spiced red cabbage, and then I'm gonna throw in. I know this is going to be controversial to people because I've just said what I said about mushy peas.
Mushy peas?
Is this fish and chips?
Yeah, mushy peas.
Yeah. Christ. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, we're going in. All right.
So it's just a thing. Growing up, like we, as well as all the other veg, we always had a bowl of mushy peas. I think it stemmed from like mum maybe doing like normal peas and then someone not liking it, so they did that, and then when one person has it and no one else does, you're like, well, why haven't I got them? And then eventually it just meant that, yeah, they became part of a staple for the roast dinner. So
I feel I need to drop back in, Mers, considering the controversy of the green beans and the sweet corn, you do concur with the Yorkshire pudding and the stuffing? We said it was a given, but we want to make sure.
I would happily have that, and I think pigs in blankets as well. You might as well get some extra protein.
Pigs in blankets are good, yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Pigs in blankets. If we get, that's what I say. That's for your roast dinners, and then bring it onto if I had a roast dinner. I'm normally a broccoli. I do have cauliflower cheese, broccoli and cauliflower cheese pretty much every week.
Yeah.
Honey roasted carrots, yes.
Yes.
I'm trying to think. Brussels, no. If it was Christmas specific, yes. I'm fine with having Brussels at Christmas.
God,
but I
yeah.
want it all year round.
No, I'd scrap the mushy peas. I'm having Brussels sprouts. Yep.
But say,
no.
it was me going mushy peas. I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah.
We're going in.
Brussels sprouts are one of my favourite veg.
But I say, parsnips have grown on me in recent years, but I wouldn't say if I had to have it every time I'd have it. I'm trying to think. I thought of one beforehand. Before green beans came up, and I was like, "Oh God, we're there." What?
You actually like the taste of a green bean?
Yeah, I love.
Yeah, I don't mind them. Yeah,
find the texture really strange.
Depends.
Really
what do you mean? Like, if you've done them properly, they shouldn't have that.
Just when you bite into them, I just feel like they're a little bit like, almost like they sort of squeak on your teeth a little bit. I'm just not a fan.
That's underdone green beans then, by the sounds of things.
But it sounds like poor cooking then. And do you know what? Talking of poor cooking, I do occasionally, and by occasionally I did one video, and I'm planning on bringing them back, some cooking videos with serving the Sturmy and all that. Yeah, no, I'm bringing, mate, if we're bringing tangents in here, we said...
Hello. So hang on, so Mers has gone 1 week onto another podcast, plugging the fact that he's been over there, and now Luke's plugging his cooking channel. Come on,
at least it's not cooking channel, it's on the main channel, mate. It's still on that channel.
Wow.
If you check Serving with Sturmy, it is still on the LAJS 996 channel. Poorly edited because it was on the old laptop, but it's still there and would be on the same channel.
When's the cookbook out then?
When's the cookbook out? We'll see. I don't have it yet. We don't have enough recipes for it, you know. Got to keep things basic. God,
just copy and paste from like most chefs probably.
Well, we're gonna end up on the FSB Creators channel doing some sort of come dine with me.
I mean, I've got one coming up this year, which is why I'm making the videos. So yeah, I'm gonna basically go through what I plan on making. I've got a plan, but we'll see how well it goes. The video could end up being a car crash from how badly I make stuff, or it could be good. We'll see. I don't actually know because it's not happening until 3 weeks' time.
Well, keep your eyes peeled for that then, listeners. Keep your eyes peeled for that.
4 weeks. 4 weeks.
And then there's only one last question from good old GH, as always. Good old trusty.
Oh, what's this like? What am I asking Santa for Christmas?
No, instead he's asking, can you drive? And if so, what car do you have? And what would your dream car be?
Oh, okay.
Now, I drive. I do have a driving license. I've been driving for about 9 years, I think. So, I drive an ordinary 7-seater Renault Grand Scenic. So I just have a box standard car because I've got 4 kids. So I need a car, and I don't really have a dream car because I think dream cars is more something like you have when you're younger rather than maybe as an adult. I mean, yeah, sure, there might be.
Well, I think that's more of a lottery win kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you'd probably upgrade your SUV to a better SUV, but you'd also have your day car or whatever when it's just you know.
Basically, yeah, exactly. But I'm never, because I don't really enter the lottery, so it never comes across that sort of trail of thought. But what about you two? What are you?
I'll let you go, Luke, first, because I've got probably a bit more to say about this.
Fair enough. I personally had my car scrapped literally Friday.
Oh,
So when
cheers,
we
cheers,
recorded this,
George.
literally 3 days
Thanks for hitting a
ago.
soft.
wow!
Thanks for hitting a
Um,
soft spot, George.
It's not been running. No, to be fair, it hadn't been running for about 18 months.
Oh, okay.
So it's literally it broke down at the beginning of lockdown, right April 1st, pretty much like around that time.
Right.
The MOT had just expired, and then so I'd managed to cancel the tax literally days before it was due. Yeah, it was pretty much an alternator problem, and it was going to be more expensive to fix than a car. So that
What was
was a
it, the car?
Peugeot. It was a Peugeot 206.
Okay.
Something pretty bog standard.
My first car.
I've not got a car in mind. That was my second car. Fun fact. I did have a box Peugeot. No, but a box Peugeot, box Ford Fiesta. As my first car. I don't have one currently lined up to replace it. It was something I'll be considering down the line. There's been things I've looked at, but I've not made a finalised decision yet. As for a dream car, depends on circumstance. Obviously, my favourite car ever is probably a Lamborghini Gallardo, but that's not what I'd say a dream car is. Realistically, if I had to pick a dream car, I'd say something like an Audi R8.
Nice.
Whether we're going convenience, if we're going what I'd actually probably buy if I got money, I'd want a four-seater, no, five-seater car with 5 doors, etc., which is not an Audi R8. That's one if you get bloody lucky, and you can have that as your sort of show-off car, and then something else, you'd take an Audi R8. But as for sort of the other thing, I don't know. When it comes to mind, when I think of a 5-door car, maybe something if we're talking outrageous, love a Maybach. Why not?
What?
Go big for no reason. Luxury Maybach.
Okay.
Brad, what are you saying then?
So I've been driving for 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
Probably some people listening to this aren't even that old yet. George included. So I'm only joking, mate. I'm only joking. Yeah. So I currently drive a Vauxhall Astra convertible. That's my car. And then we have a Volvo V40, which we bought at the start of this year when we knew we were having the baby. So that is our main car. And then come springtime next year, I'm probably going to change my car and get a Volvo V40 as well. Like Luke said, we wanted a safe car, two, a nice looking car because they are nice. We wanted a fairly quick car. It's a nice 2-litre sport, and also it's 4 doors, and we've got the car seats and the Isofix and all that kind of safe stuff and that. So I'm just probably going to get another one in spring, and we'll kind of, I suppose, we'll have a sort of his and hers in the Volvo V40. If I could choose what I would want, I would want a Mustang. I would want a Ford Mustang.
Yeah.
In point of fact, for those on YouTube, I'll send Mers a picture now of one that I saw when I was in Florida once. And yeah, it was like looking at my ideal car. Basically, it was in the car park of the villa we were staying in, as I had my Hyundai Tucson to drive 4 of us around, and yeah, there's a lovely blue with black striped Mustang. It's very nice.
Oh, I remember what mine was, by the way. I wanted a Mitsubishi Lancer.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
That was my sort of 5-door. I looked at. I was trying to refresh my memory, and yeah, so some kind of Mitsubishi Lancer Evo, like, because everyone sort of normally goes like a Subaru Impreza. I was more the Mitsubishi Lancer side of matters. That was me personally.
Fair enough.
Okay, not too bad. That is it for the Q&A. So, content from the FSB this week. So, well, I don't know if I really want to spoil things. We've got a FUT eliminator, but it's going to be a FUT eliminator with a twist. Yes, exactly. So
we can absolutely give said twists away if we want, but
no.
I think keep your eyes peeled for it. Yeah.
The guys will be seeing it anyway because they're going to go over to the FSB creators on YouTube anyway because they want free FIFA points.
Exactly.
That's very true.
And that will be tied to the bonus draft builder that came out on Saturday just gone. So obviously make sure to watch that. The instructions for what you need to do are in that video. So make sure to follow it to the T, because if you don't, you might not be eligible for winning those 2,200 FIFA points. So if you want some of those, because Brad will be drawing it on Friday evening. He'll be messaging me, because obviously it's coming out of my pocket because I lost, unfortunately. Yes. You've got to think about my children, all right? See that Christmas tree that you can see in the background, if you're watching on YouTube, right, needs to be filled with presents. And if I keep doing giveaways, it's not going to have presents.
If all goes wrong, you might have to use one of the kids as the star on top. Never know. Budget cuts and all that.
Budget cuts.
Just going to end up having to sell the tree to afford the presents.
Yes, or my cards I'm starting to collect through box breaks as well. You know, I might end up having to sell those as well.
Okay, Kirk could be interested in the Salah for about €2.
Yeah, I don't want to sell that Nkunku signature that I got as well. You know, I don't want to sell that. Please don't. Please. In fact, no. It's Brad, the mastermind. He's the one behind it. If I can stump him out, then there's no giveaways. We got to make it come out of his pocket, basically. Yeah, that's it, guys. There we go. It's going to come out of Brad's pocket next. That's what's going to happen.
Bold prediction. We've not recorded the next episode yet.
We're now going to record, so I'm now writing on here, as you guys will see in my green pen, still not lost.
Mine says days since last conspiracy 20.
But yeah, make sure to watch the next.
Let's go. Let's get into it. I'm ready.
But yeah, make sure to watch that on Saturday and the FUT Eliminate on Thursday. Podcast is out on Tuesday, but obviously you're listening to the podcast now, so you already know that. But yeah, guys, listeners, thank you for listening to the podcast, and make sure to check out all the content. Make sure to drop us follows. All links will be down below for all our socials and our basically like Twitch channels, Instagrams, TikToks, etc, etc, etc. And guys, thank you for being on the podcast.
Always a pleasure.
And see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Peace out.